A very, very good day and a good evening or a good afternoon, wherever you are joining us from. Wow, this is Practical Talk with Floris Lyman. It's a privilege once again to be here, and I have exciting news for you. It just never ceases to finish. It's unending. It's unending. The great things that are happening right across, and as you know, my platform is to celebrate the great work that others are doing. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Yes, even when it comes to mourning, we mourn with those who mourn. We celebrate with those who celebrate. We celebrate the gift in others. We celebrate the skills and talents in others. We celebrate the visions in others. And we try to work with them and support them as much as we can. So, those are some of the things that this platform stands for. So, I welcome you to this evening's chat show. Again, just to introduce myself, I am a minister in word and song. I am a chat show host. Of course, this is what you see me doing right now. I do events online and in person. So if you would like a host for your event, you make no mistake, you are here with the right choice, with us me. I'm also a speaker and an author of two books. So two things. If you would like to come on here and tell us about the many things that you do, maybe within your community or just your own projects, and you're touching lives out there and you want others to know you, to know more about you. It's all about networking and putting yourselves out there. Do not hesitate to contact florislyman@gmail.com, and the number is also there. Or you can contact me via Messenger. I'm also on Instagram. Right? A generous token, as always, is acceptable because there is just so much work that we put into this. Also, remember to use the stars button, support with stars. It really helps our pages to work better when you support us with your stars. On Facebook, I am there, Practical Talk. You can follow me on Facebook. Support. I believe that I've brought a lot of things to the table, and I've received so many testimonies, not by my own might, but to the glory of God, of people reaching out to say, oh, because of the show you done the last time, I was able to do this, I was able to do that. I'm receiving a lot of testimonies. So please join us on board. Right? So today, as you can see, that's our title for today. Again, it's of late so many book releases, which I'm really proud to be part of. We've been having so many book releases of late, and as you can see today, again, we are hinging on another one, gifted and talented. Gifted and talented. And I want to just congratulate the author in advance for adding this to his accolades. I've written two books, and you know, he's always been an encouragement to me alongside writing those two books. And even when he has been talking about his own for a long time, I'm happy to see that it has come to fruition. It's not the beginning, it's not the middle, but it's how it all ends. So for many of you that are still hanging on the hooks out there, you're still hanging on the tree, a little branch hanging, you're not falling, you're not going to die, your vision is not going to die, your plan is not going to die. You need to keep watering it until you see the manifestation of that. Today we are celebrating this book, Gifted and Talented, written by Pastor Daniel Kamara, and I'm gonna let him introduce himself briefly. But this is as a result of sacrifice, determination, perseverance, and having the passion to run and chase your dreams. So it's a privilege to have Pastor Daniel. I must say, Mr. Kamara is also my brother-in-law. So, So there is no way I can celebrate and work with others without bringing him to this platform. I remember during the COVID, because we both work in schools. He works in a secondary school as myself. I remember some time ago we came and we spoke about coping with your exams and your studies during the COVID time. So he's always been a supporter of what I do on this platform. So it's really a privilege and an honor to have Pastor Daniel here today. Pastor Daniel, please, it's time for you to introduce yourself to our viewers. Please tell us everything about yourself so that I don't have to make any additions.
Thank you very much, Pastor Flores, and for having me in your platform. It's always a joy, and I want to say a very good evening to all the viewers. And about myself, who is Daniel Kamara? Well, um, I am a teacher, a secondary school teacher, and I've been teaching since 2010. So we're looking at last 14 years in England, and also across England and now in Wales. I've taught in many secondary schools, and I teach maths, I teach science, and music. Yeah, well, and many more. I'll just mention that. And also, well, I'm a husband. I'm married to Janet. God has blessed us with 3 children, and also privileged to be the founder of a ministry in South Wales called Sanctuary of Praise International Ministries. And yeah, so yeah, I hope I've said it all.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Pastor Daniel. Um, you know, does not like to talk much, but I think I'm gonna make him talk today. Pastor Daniel, he's a man of God, and also he's been a teacher for many years. So once again, for those of you who can remember, I've introduced him to you as a maths teacher, and because we work with young people, we don't tend to look after our children alone, and we are passionate about other people's children and wanting to see. That's part of our desire, that's part of our core standards, to ensure that other people's children are receiving the best, and we expect nothing but the best from them. Even though they may fall, they pick themselves back. That's why we are there, to look after them holistically, mentally, to support their well-being, support them with their studies, their exams, manage their behavior. So there's a whole lot. It's not just about teaching your child. So he's had so many experiences working with young people, but alongside mentoring people also, in ministry. So I really want to appreciate you for the work that you have done, especially on the other side, of UK. Really want to appreciate you for the work that you do there, yourself, your wife, your family, and your ministry. Now you're launching out again. This is something new. We really want to start finding out from you. Number one, my first question for today is going to be, what inspired you to write Gifted and Talented? I must say congratulations to writing this book. I can see myself. I I'm going to be asking firstly, who is your target? But we are all gifted. We are all created to carry gifts and talents and skills. So I don't know if this is just for young people because you work with young people, but even as adults, a lot of us are still struggling to identify our gifts and to function in our gifts. If you want to add, the spiritual side to, because naturally people have gifts. Then you now come spiritually, you have your gift anyway that you must use to function. So I'm already seeing myself in this book, whether it's for me that is approaching 50, or for the young person. So you tell us what inspired you about this book.
Yeah, thank you. What inspired me to actually write this book is In the course on the journey of my teaching, as I said, for the last 14 years across England and also Wales, is I notice a trend, not only in the young people, but also even, of course, with the colleagues that I work with, and of course, I'm pastoring people as well, working with people. I notice that most people are not aware that they are gifted and talented. You see that they are not aware, and then hence because they are not aware that they are gifted and they're talented, and they are therefore unable to develop what is already in them, so yeah, so I said to myself, well, I think I need to really contribute in my own way in helping as many people, of course, both young people and adults, to really understand their uniqueness, and then also the tools they need to engage to work on their gift and talent. So really, that's what's inspired me to write Gifted and Talented. That everyone born in this world came with a gift. Yeah,
Wow, I love that. Everybody born into this world came with a gift. Once again, if you're just joining us, we are talking about a new book that's been released by Master Daniel Kamara titled Gifted and Talented. Well, just to let you know, just to remind you that as long as you've been born, you came out with a gift. Whether you've identified it or not, you came out with a gift. Thank you so much for that. You see, as if I knew that you were going to address, the young people. Um, what will you say? Because, like I rightly said, we still have all the people amongst us that are still struggling with identifying their gifts, and a lot of the challenges that we are having, maybe even if some of us, our finances are affected, it's really because we are not working in our area of gifting. We are busy doing what we have no business doing. So can we tap into this book as well?
absolutely, absolutely. This book will help you discover the many areas of your personality, that perhaps you may not have paid attention to. And as much as they also target our young people, but also an adult can take that book and then discover that, oh wow, what is interesting, as I chip in this point, is most time the things we can do naturally because we can do it with ease and without even realizing it. Meanwhile, another person might have discovered, say, "Oh, you are good in this, you are good in this," but we trivialize what we can do. Why? Because we can do it. Just it's like it's part of us. So those are all those things, pointers to the things that we have that came with us, that was basically inputted in us by the Creator. So everyone, like I said earlier, everyone come with a gift. Now, another thing I must highlight quickly at this point is the education system is such that if somebody is scoring excellent grades, it's compartmentalized as into those in higher set, middle set, and lower set based on, well, as it were, quote unquote ability. But the truth of the matter is, there are various ways. Well, I'm talking about student now. There are various ways students learn and people learn. Even though this educational system have classified young people, which helps in administering the education. However, everyone, regardless of the category or classification, everyone is gifted. Everyone.
I love that. Regardless of the classification, everyone is gifted. Ooh, ooh, wow. I don't know what state you are in today, viewers. Is any of you there feeling like, oh, I don't think I have any gifts, I don't think I can function? Maybe you're 65, 70. One thing that I know, I always keep referring to the CEO of KFC. He made it late. So never say never, it's never too late. But even better if we can start identifying this now, seeking advice, just asking those around us. Because sometimes somebody has to see you and see what you're doing, and they can start telling you, do you know you're good in this, even though you might not be thinking about it. So if you're struggling with identifying your gifts and your talent, and again, um, Pastor Daniel, this can go for us also as parents, how we start at an early age to support our children with their talents and skills, where we need to be observant. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree 100%. In fact, there's a chapter there in the book called The Role of Parents. That's where I gave, elaborate description on how we must be sensitive, and that no two children are the same, and also, you're able to discover that gift and point them in the right direction. And your child does not have to manifest what you are good at. No, or you can't then say, okay, well, I want you to study engineering, I want you to study this. Later on, you will see my story, how this fits into my life. And because there's a portion there of the reality of spending a lot of time in something that is not does not resonate with your core. So there's a role of parents to really understand and be observant and guide the precious young ones, so that they will maximize their talent and gift at an early age, much more than even us, as it were. Mm.
Wow, thank you so much for that. I think that's a good point you just raised. Us for us as parents, um, you know, not comparing our children. The two of them will never have. They might have similar giftings, but they are all going to be drawn to a particular area that they really feel drawn to and they are passionate about. So comparing, that comparison, maybe if that's an area we are struggling as parents, is something we need to stop, because then it can only cause spitefulness for our children and a whole lot of issues. The children coming back with a backlash and say, at the end of the day, you forced me to go do this, you forced me. We made mistakes, like you're saying, Pastor Daniel, but we made mistakes. Maybe some of our parents made mistakes, because I tell you, a lot of the degrees, or a lot of some careers that some of us have gone and done, we did not even work in the area. We didn't even work in the area, but because it was a tick box, for our parents, not so for us, for the parent, for the prestige. Imagine if some of those years would have been turned since then. I don't know where some of us will have been, but we thank God for bringing us back to the road, the road of correction and direction and alignment. Thank you very much for that. You already started into the second question. We are in the spirit, yeah. I was gonna say, because we are about to launch this book, we are not giving everything away. It's just little bits here and there, little tasters here and there. So, just brief overview on some of the themes of the book. Maybe just one or two. You just mentioned about talking about parents. Just one or two, or a few titles that you've actually touched on in this book. Like I said, we are not giving everything, because we're going to talk about the launch that is coming up, and we want people to come and support you. Thank you very much. Over to
Yes, yeah, thank you very much. And a theme that runs across the book. I mentioned earlier that everyone must discover their uniqueness. Everyone is unique, everyone is gifted, everyone is talented. So the book will show you how to discover your gift, which is the beginning, really. Because once you discover your gift, it will also show you how you can develop that gift, you know and it shows you step by step of what you need to do, and also it will explain to you how to overcome some of the challenges in the process of developing your gift. Yeah, the book is really loaded. An adult can take this book and they can transform their lives. A teenager can take this book and their lives can be transformed if they follow the steps and the principles that are highlighted and developed even in this book. You see that now. So his book is really, really loaded, and I want to really encourage everybody to get a copy, even if you are functioning in maybe your current gift. There's some information that are in this book that will help you enhance and develop your even current gift further, because a person who has a growth mindset will always be seeking to grow further, because there's a lot of things we don't know. You see that now. Yeah, so the book is loaded. Another thing maybe I'll highlight, of course, I mentioned the role of parents earlier on, and you will discover also the power of environment. So get this book. It will really, really bring enlightenment, and it will recalibrate the course of your life so you can maximize what the creator has deposited in you.
Wow, that word keeps coming up, talent. Maximizing it also. Identifying it, maximizing your talent. Wow. I believe you are at this next stage because you've maximized your talent. You've come to the place of writing a book. You did not just stay there to say, oh, I'm a teacher, yeah, and that's it. Or I'm a pastor, or I lead. You have still tried. Which is what I'm saying. I know we are encouraging our children, but even us as adults, we just cannot stop. Just say, oh, we have arrived. We have peaked. There's still something in there. Because if we truly, truly ask ourselves whether we are functioning in our areas of gifting and whether we are doing that effectively, I'm not sure many of us will say it's 100% thing, if we are truthful to ourselves. So we got to maximize. We got to maximize. Thank you so much. So, again, you almost touched on this one, but I'm glad you kept it for this time. Did you draw on any personal experience when writing this book? One or two of your own experiences that you drew about yourself in relation to the themes in this book. Just give us maybe just one or two, because I know that there are many. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll just mention one. Um, I studied electrical engineering for 5 years. Okay, because at the time of the choice, during the time of making that decision, those were the what's it called, the profession that carry dignity, that carry prestige, and then with handsome rewards. You know, but meanwhile, when I was doing GCSEs, I was helping my classmates with their maths, and I've helped many people get good results, and they'll be telling me that you can be a good teacher. I say, oh no, please, 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 don't. Because then teaching was not funky. Teaching was, it does not resonate with. It's like teachers are not, they're not classified in those days as people of society, if you understand what I mean. So meanwhile, I had that gift, but I invested a lot of time in something that even currently I am not doing. You see that now? So there are just one examples of how you can be good at something, somebody can point it to you, but you trivialize it. You see, you don't, because you can do it naturally. You say, oh no, please, yeah, those are just one example out of many.
Wow, like I said, I'm sure a lot of us can relate to this. A whole lot of us can relate to this. That's something that you started with before. You are nowhere near it right now. Maybe, this will really help. That's maybe where we come in as parents, mentors, teachers. If you're a teacher, you're teaching a young person, we want to encourage you. It's not about teaching them the subject. you know they might not have anything to do with that subject 5 years up the line. Obviously, now they have to do a subject because it's part of the curriculum. But let's start having other concrete conversations with them, asking them, you know, creating maybe little workshop. Maybe these are some of the things we as teachers or working with young people have to be pushing for, you know, creating sessions that's a bit extracurricular so they can talk about, okay, what do you want to do in the next 5 years? What do you hope to become when you leave school? Start having this conversation, because I'm telling you, Pastor Daniel, a lot of our young people have no idea. You ask some of them and they say, oh, I don't know, they're looking up the ceiling. How can we start guiding them as parents? How do we start having those conversations now so that it's not too, nothing is too late, but sometimes there can just be some ungodly delays. If we don't target or support our young people, some of the mistakes that we have made, why do we want our children? Obviously, they are going to grow up to make some decisions, yeah, because it's only by that we can learn. But we want to try as much as we can to limit that, that damage. We have to protect. You see, you protect way ahead. You support. We explain. We give our views on something, but obviously they are going to make the decision. But tomorrow they won't say, "But you never told me that. It was only what you wanted. I want you to go and be a doctor. I want you to go and be a lawyer. I want you to go and be. I want you." And it's all about us, if you notice, as a parent sometimes, and it's less about the young people. So maybe it's high time we start having conversations with them now. Don't wait before they go to GCSE. That's when you want to have conversations with them. Or when they have even finished, that's when we want to have conversations with them. It can be a bit late. So thank you very much for sharing that. Um, you know, talking about this gift and talent, I just wanted to add this there before we progress, because we have a little bit of time. you know Somebody might be asking, what is a gift, what is a talent, or what is a skill, just for the benefit of others, and how can one start to identify their gifts? Over to you.
Um, a gift in its simplistic, form or definition is something that you can do almost without even knowing. What do I mean by that? It's something that is a natural ability given to you, that you can do it at ease, while others will, number one, admire you for doing that. Meanwhile, you don't even see yourself. So I mean, why are you admiring me for? I mean, it's just part of me. You see that now, and then that's just in a simplistic way to put it. I'll just give you a practical example. When you walk, let's start from the schooling, because I'm in the school environment. You know, um, uh, in the form group you I look after. Because every teacher has if you like, a group of students you personally oversee in this whole school you are. It's called your form tutor, and those are in the education. Now, these youngsters, they can draw and they can design things, and they will bring it to me. You know, so, sir, look at what I did. Now, immediately I'll pick up that. Wow, you are so good in that. Meanwhile, I'm admiring them. For me, I have no idea how to draw those kind of things. But to them, they can do it at ease. Oh, sir, I can draw you. Can I draw you? I said, of course, go ahead. So it's something you can do at ease and at any time. So that's a simplistic way to define a gift. Anything you can do, without even thinking. It comes naturally to you. and it's given to everybody. I never forget. One day, I think I went to Heath Hospital. Well, for those of us, perhaps if you're not in Wales, there's an hospital called Heath. I was going to support a family there. You know, in the waiting room, I was having a conversation with some other families waiting to see their loved ones who have been attended by the medical practitioners. And then in the course of the conversation, the gentleman learned that I was a teacher. Now, to my shock and to my surprise, he wore a cap. Then he started taking his cap off, and it's like almost paying oh major bowing down. I said, why are you doing that? He said, oh, listen, man. He said, me, I can't teach. You guys. I mean, it was like. Meanwhile, I don't see it as because I do it all the time. It comes naturally. He is admiring that. You understand in me. I don't know. I'm trying to define what a gift is. It's something you can do while others can admire you, but you yourself say, "Oh, what is that?" Because it's natural to you. I don't know. I hope that helps explain that.
Very well said. I think because our gifts and talents, yeah, is part of us, and most of the times we are already working in it. We are functioning in it as we live our daily lives, as we go about. So, for example, if you are an accountant, you're a very good accountant. You love your passion. You're likely going to work in the bank, or you're working for a financial company, and like you said rightly, because we are functioning in that role already, I think we tend to overlook the admiration that others will have for us, or we don't even pay attention to maybe how well we are displaying ourselves and others are being inspired. So maybe that's an area that we, as human beings, need to watch out for, to cherish, just because, what is it? It's nothing, I'm an accountant. No, it is something because me here, I'm not an accountant. Hands up. I am not an accountant. You can give me mentoring, you can give me hospitality, you can give me speaking, you can give me a little bit of writing because I've been proven and tested. Two books been out, I'm working on the third one. So you can give me cooking. There's so many areas, if you notice, that we all have, and because we are doing it on a constant basis, we tend to maybe ignore that, okay, somebody else does not have what I have, or maybe somebody else is even struggling to do even what they have. So thank you very much. I just wanted us to have some insight insight into that. So I wanted to ask, I'm not sure if this is in the book, um what's the likelihood, just by observing, being observant around, that many of us are working in our gifts and our talents? And now this goes right across the board, like we said. We know we are talking here about encouraging our young people. But how can we encourage our young people, even if us as parents or adults or guardians, if we are not working in hours? How do we strike this balance, Pastor Daniel?
I don't understand your question again. How do we strike a balance between?
So I was just saying, I know this book is mostly to encourage the young people, but how can we strike the balance when sometimes even us as adults? I remember, where we come from, from a typical African background. For example, if a parent is not educated, but they spend every penny that they have to ensure that their children get an education. That used to be the case, yeah? So, but obviously, we are now here in another part of the world where, for example, any child, by virtue of their human right, should have access to education. And we know in this part of the world where we are, it is free. But again, we've seen some sad scenarios where even though things are provided, but because of other factors, some young people have just wandered away from their gift, from their talents. They're just into other things completely. So the question I was asking, if us as the adults or some parents are struggling to even function in our own gifts and talents, how do we strike the balance here in terms of encouraging our young people, because they live by example as well. They need to live by example. They need to be motivated. So how can we encourage them to function? Because before I brought this question, I was just making a statement that looking based on your observation, how many people can you say are really functioning in their gifts and their talents? And if there is a gap, how do we close this gap? Part of closing this gap is going to be us as parents. We mentioned the mentors, the teachers, other adults around them. So I was saying that if that's the case, you know, sorry, I just had an interruption there. I was saying if that's the case, how can we as adults who are already struggling to function in our own gifting, how can we bridge this gap between us and the young people and encouraging them to function in their gift? Because somebody will be ashamed to say, look at themselves, I'm not doing anything, so am I going to encourage the young person? I was supposed to be that seamstress. Why am I going to encourage somebody else to say, you can, when they will look at me and say, but what are you doing, auntie? Especially in this part of the world that we are in. So how do we strike that balance?
Yeah, thank you, thank you. I think it bring clarity to the question. Yeah, it begins by first of all, like you said earlier on, it's never too late. It's never too late to recalibrate your mind, to observe first of all you yourself. This is the adult now. Okay. What are the things that I can do at ease so that I can engage and develop it? And in the process, I can be also mentoring either my child or my children that, look, I don't want you to delay like I have. Now, I have spent a lot of time doing A, B, and C, but it never resonated with my core. So now I've discovered mine and I'm working on this. You also need to be developing yours at an early age. So, us, when parents and adults discover their gift, regardless of the age or where they are, okay, and begin to take steps to develop that. Now, our young people learn by example, not only by word of mouth. They can see, oh, wow, my parent is trying to guide me because he or she does not want me to spend a lot of other time doing other things that never resonate with my core. So it always begins by, first of all, you should never, never give up. There's a documentary somebody shared with me about an 84-year-old American who's this man started a new business at the age of 84. Every time I think about that, I say, somebody started a business at 84. You see, so it begins with recalibrating our mindset as adults. You see that now. That no matter where you are, you mentioned about the KFC founder, how he made it at that age. So age is only a number. What is important is our mentality, our mindset. So I will encourage every parent out there listening to me or that will hear this after, is you have a gift, you have been working into it. Maybe nobody have ever pointed that to you, or perhaps you were aware of it, but maybe you trivialize it. You can always go back to the drawing board and say, you know what, I need to start to develop this area. Yet, even though you can do it at ease, there are things this book will show you how to begin to develop those gifts, so that you can benefit not only you, but also the people in your life that you are mentoring, and you help them also develop theirs at a faster rate so they can run faster than you.
Thank you very, very much just for that clarification. Thank you so much. Well, there is no way one can have a baby. In my Sierra Leone pidgin dialect, they say punado. As in introducing the baby. So I know you have human babies, but this is your object baby, that the Lord is going to use, and you have taken the sacrifice for others to be encouraged. I really liked it. Like I said, I know you're targeting more of young people, so we are encouraging you as parents to start getting yourselves ready. Get this book, read it, and also give it to your children. A lot of our children are struggling at the moment because there is so many voices out there. There is just so much going out there that is affecting their listening. In terms of choosing, they're struggling with their identity. They're struggling with belonging, with self-image, with self-esteem. All of that, those are factors responsible for just blinding them, not knowing or not able to see what they should be functioning at, what your skills and talents are. So we are encouraging you as a parent, get a copy, get copies, that this next holiday or whatever is coming, instead of gifting them with sweets, gift them with a book. You know, I'm pretty sure it's a very easy read, and we want to encourage as many to get it. So please tell us about the book launch. Like I said, the book has to come out. We have to bring this book out. In my pidgin dialect, say, pull it outside. So tell us about the launch that is coming and where it's taking place. Looks like it's going to be on Zoom, but over to you.
So thank you very much, Pastor Flores. I'm excited about the launch date. The launch date is going to be on Saturday, this coming Saturday, the 13th of July at 5 p.m. It's going to be via Zoom. So I want you to really take note of that time, carve it in your calendar, because it's going to be very, very special, And yeah, so the book will be available, of course, after the launch. But book it, mark that in the calendar. I believe you've been part of it, and as many who are watching now or who will connect thereafter, you will be glad that you invested that time and obviously that resource to secure something that is generational. Because this book is beyond you discovering your gift and how to develop it. It can also be a reference guide, and also, in fact, I had an interview last week. My next vision is to turn this book to a course because there's so much into this book, So book a date with us, mark it in your calendar, invite your friends and families. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. And obviously, you secure the book, like Pastor Floyd said. What a good gift to give somebody.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much. So, the launch date for the book, come and support. Bless you. Hi, Nora. Nora says we are waiting to have this book. Thank you, treasured. Yes, treasured. Absolutely. Children or young people learn by observation of their parents. Hence, it's important for us to discover and function in our gifting. And I know we are not preaching here today, but two of us are pastors. You know, Pastor Daniel, please. Okay, let's finish about the book launch because I'm just itching a little bit. We sometimes we can't help ourselves. We have to present the other side of us. You know, please, we are encouraging you, come and support the work. As just one thing I know about supporting others, when it's your turn, you get supported. Plus, it's a very great project. You just had him. He's already seen another vision that he should turn it into a course. Exactly so, because this book alone is not enough. This is just the beginning. This book is just to help you, to encourage you, to motivate you, to inspire you, to just get up, to just get up and start wherever you've left your dream, wherever you've stopped working in that which you're supposed to be working in, and you're working in somebody else's shoe. It's time to come back. It's time to come back. Come and function in your own skill and talent and gifting, and use it to serve others so that you can enjoy the benefits. of that gift, because the gift that's been given to us is not, it's something like this now. Pastor Daniel has used part of his gift, to encourage, to motivate, to uplift someone, to say, look, you can do it. It's never too late. I was talking about the KFC guy. Look at you here talking about this 80 plus old person. So it is never too late. Come to the book launch. You can find Pastor Daniel on Facebook, Daniel Kamara. You can find him on Facebook. All the details are there for the Zoom. It's 5 o'clock online, just from the comfort of your home. And again, I want to encourage us, no amount of money can pay for the work that's been put into the book, the time, the resources, just the thought, speaking information here and there. So come and support. We call it come and sow into this project to enable him to move on to the next level. It's the same way others are going to come around to encourage you. Okay? So thank you very, very much, Pastor Daniel. Obviously, the book is going to be out on Amazon once the launch is over. We still need to continue pushing this because it's a baby. The stages after you've had a baby. The baby goes through infant years, they go through toddler, they become a junior. So whatever, this baby is going to grow stage by stage. It's funny, and I just want to say this, just by writing a book, it just opens doors to a lot of other things. So if you're sitting there, you have a story, talk to Pastor Daniel. He's just been an example right now by writing. What are you waiting for? This is what we're talking. Put your story into a book. Put your testimony into a book. Put your dream into a book. Put your teachings into a book. This is an evidence. We are not talking from a far distance. We are dealing with the reality here. Right? Thank you very much, Treasure. I just want to check the comment. Treasure say, yes, we need to allow our children to do what they are passionate about, not what we as parents want them to do. Very important not to do the comparison between our children. Yes, she just appreciates the work that you have done and what we're doing together. Mr. Daniel, I want us to link this to church. Yeah? I don't know if you did mention some part of the spiritual aspect, because when it comes to gifts, it spreads right across. Okay? So for we, as you come from a Christian background, so am I, and we know what the Word of God tells us in Romans and in Corinthians. Let's not even go to the Old Testament about gifts. This gift that the Lord has blessed us with. Why are some of us sitting on it? Why are we not pushing with our gift to serve others? And even the Bible says our gift will make room for us. Wow. Please just touch on that a little bit, because I know this space right now will not be enough. This is just to encourage, other people on the other side of the spectrum.
I'll just speak on what you just mentioned. That your gift, when once it is discovered and harnessed, and then develop, it will make a home for you. That's so true. And the New Testament talks about the parable of the talents, where a governor or a master, through observation of the servant in his house, he said, I am going on a journey. I'm going to give you, maybe servant A, I'm going to give you 5 talents. And the next servant, I'm going to give you 2 talents. The other one, I'm going to give you 1. He says, I'm going on a long journey. Well, hopefully by the time I return, you will have multiplied it. And the Bible record that the man that was given 5 talents went to work and developed his gift and talent to maximum capacity. He had 100% return. So this other one that was given 2 talents went to work immediately. He developed his gift, he put it to work, and he also had 100% return. And the one that was given one said to himself, I don't know wherever he got that mentality from. He said, I think it will be wise for me to go and bury my own talent so that when my master comes back, I will just take the talent out and give him back. And after a while, after a long time, the owner or the governor returned. That is the time for accountability. So the one that was given 5 talent said, oh, master, I mean, he was excited. You know, you gave me 5. He said, look, I made 5 more. The master said, wow, you are wonderful. He said, well done. So he multiplied his gift. The other that was given 2 said, master, you gave me 2. I made 2 more. He said, well done. And then the one that was given 1, he said, you know, I know you're a businessman. You know, the 1 talent you gave me, I just thought, you know what? Let me go and keep it nicely somewhere safe. So when you come back, I'll give back to you. Say, you know, the 1 talent you give me? Say, here it is. And the response of the governor was a little bit shocking. Now, you might think at least he did not lose the talent. But it's not about losing the talent, it's about failing to multiply what was given to him. And the response by the governor was, he said, thou wicked and slothful servant. Now, I mean, how can somebody describe somebody as wicked because they failed to multiply their gift? Well, that was what the story teaches us. In other words, if you don't discover your gift and work on it to serve humanity, you can be classified like that man that was given 1 talent and did nothing with it. You see, so there is a clarion call to really take an inventory about your life, you know, whether in the kingdom or in the marketplace, wherever you are, yeah, and say, what is it that God has given unto me? How can I multiply it? Because a day of accountability is coming. And the good news is it's never too late, because this information is coming to us at such a time as this, because we need to arise and work on our gift and talent. I don't want to go into talk about Abraham because I can talk about many, many others, but let me stop there.
This is such a broad topic. I believe maybe at some other point we will come and talk about it, especially to encourage. Now we are talking, if we want to talk about church in general, um, you know, there's a big crowd for that needs to hear, because a lot of us are struggling even in the body of Christ and functioning in our gifts and our talents. A lot of us have been misplaced, obviously for various factors. So hopefully at another point we will come and talk back with regards to this. So what's the last word you want to say today? I know there is school tomorrow. We have to go see our young people. But what's the last thing you want to say today with regards to this new book release, Gifted and Talented? And like I said, viewers, as I'm not as old, but by the grace of God, as old as I am, sweet 25, I believe I am still not functioning in all of my gifts. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I believe I am trying. I am not there yet. Pastor Daniel, what's the one word or the last word you want to say to our viewers?
Well, the last word or phrase, or maybe sentence or sentences, should I say, to all our amazing viewers, thank you for taking time to listen to this. And I want you to know that, you know, the Creator has deposited so much in you. You are gifted, you are talented, and you are creative. You have to know it. And then you have to really, really try to engage on the mission or a project to discover your gift. And many of you have already identified multiple gifts. Notice gifts. Some of you listening to me now, you are multi-talented. You see, now you need to, you know, okay, secure this book and find out. You see that now? Find out what this book teaches about how to, you know, discover and harness my gift so that I can use my gift to serve humanity with handsome reward. So that's my last word. And invite a friend, invite a family, so that because there are many people connected to you listening who need to get this information. And information, the correct information, is what leads to transformation. And this book has the correct information that will empower everyone who will dare to engage it and put it to work. And you watch and observe your life as you do that. There will be an obvious transformation, and the effect will be, with plenty, manifold. And thank you so much for taking time to listen to us tonight.
Wow, it's gone so quick. Viewers, I would like to say a very, very big thank you. So, looking forward to seeing you all come and support Pastor Daniel. You know Pastor Daniel for your pastor. Some people know him as a brother, some know him as, you know, a teacher. Now, he is an author, the latest author around town. Thank you, Master Kabi. Thank you, Kacheng TV. Thank you, Master Donald. Thank you, Lady Nora and the wifey Treasure and the rest of the family. Thank you, everyone who has joined in today. The book launch is happening next Saturday. Let me say this new week starting the Saturday on the 13th of July at 5:30 p.m. You don't have to get a transportation to go anywhere. Just go online on Zoom, have your drink beside you, your cup of tea, and be ready to support this project. They are all sending you their congratulations, but I cannot keep him beyond this. We might have to find some other time to come. But thank you everyone who has joined us today. This is Practical Talk with Floris Lyman, where I do similar things that I've done right now. This is just one angle of it, where we celebrate the great work that other people are doing, great projects. So follow me please on Facebook, and I'm also on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like I said, remember to support us with your stars on Facebook. It just helps us to customize our pages effectively. But till then, we really want to say thank you for joining us today. Have a very blessed week ahead, and God bless you. God bless you. Thank you, everyone.
Amen. God bless you. Bless you.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.